In New Hampshire is a state that loves John McCain, and where he won this smashing victory in 2000 against George W. Bush by 18 points. And what I hadn't, even though I was covering that campaign 8 years ago, both the McCain campaign and the Bush campaign, I had forgotten that the polls a day before the New Hampshire primary in 2000, some of them showed McCain up maybe 4 or 5 points, and the ARG poll showed him down 4 points to George W. Bush. Now, the next day he won by 18 points, which just goes to show that none of us should be reading polls because they're completely unreliable. Today, most polls show McCain up over Mitt Romney by 3, 4, 5, 6 points. They're cautiously optimistic. They're worried about independents and whether they will all stream to the Democratic primary and vote for Barack Obama. In 2000 against George W. Bush, they voted overwhelmingly in the Republican primary, which helped McCain dramatically with his win. I think tomorrow's election in the Republican primary will be a lot closer than we expect. It might be 2 or 3 points, but right now it looks like it's a McCain win.
It is warmer here than in Iowa, which I actually think will probably make for an even greater turnout than they had in Iowa, although they've always had better turnout for the primaries than for the caucuses. People seem a little crustier here, perhaps a little bit more analytical, a little bit more distant. They may be perhaps more attuned to the kind of message that Mitt Romney has to deliver, which is essentially that of the PowerPoint president. He's not pitching himself as a social conservative so much anymore, as a competent leader. My favorite thing about his campaign right now is he has an actual to-do list up on the stage, a blown-up list of things to do once he gets in Washington. You're sort of surprised he doesn't have things like brush my teeth and comb my hair on it.
I think that the mood of the Hillary Clinton campaign is very shaken right now. This is not where they thought they were going to be coming out of Iowa. There's a lot of rethinking, not just their tactics, but their message, and how they can retool Hillary Clinton to be a candidate who voters will believe catches this great tidal wave for change that we've suddenly discovered there is in the electorate. It's always dangerous to predict these things, but certainly all the polling shows that she is running significantly behind Barack Obama going into Election Day. I'm a little bit skeptical of this polling. I mean, these margins seem awfully large to me, considering that she has had an advantage for most of this election season, but it does look like things are not trending with her.
Today I experienced the Edwards, the very tail end of the Edwards 36-hour bus tour here in, where are we? New Hampshire. Edwards decided apparently to do a second 36-hour marathon bus tour. Thankfully I did not go on the full Monty this time, just to a couple of events today. And I have to say I'm more tired, I think, than he is, because he was pretty chipper, and I was like, oh, shoot me now. But he's as bright and bouncy as ever, and as determined as ever to be president, and he's the little locomotive that could. They absolutely refuse to be counted out and left out, and they keep saying that everyone considers this, and everyone keeps counting them out, and they keep doing better than expectations, and they keep proving themselves that they're still in the race. Everyone said it was a 2-person race before Iowa. It turned out to be a 3-person race. It came in second. But they're like, hopefully they're going to come in second. They're going to give Hillary Clinton a big run for her money here. They're firm believers that she's pretty much toast. And so once she's out, it becomes a race between the two of them, and they feel that their message is more powerful and more potent than Obama's, and that they're the real agents for change versus Obama, who's sort of like a pseudo fake agent for change in their worldview. And then the world will then realize that in America, John Edwards is the true agent for change, and they will rise to their feet and rise up, as Edwards says, and rise up America and vote for John Edwards to become president. That is their strategy.
They're still pretty ecstatic after their 9-point win in Iowa. They're getting big crowds. They're overbooking their relatively small locations. I saw maybe 100 people stand in line for like 30 minutes yesterday just to shake the governor's hand. It's true that Chuck Norris was also in that line, but the governor Huckabee seemed to be getting most of the attention. I think they're feeling good about getting third place here, which is in its own way a small coup. for a Southern Baptist pastor running in New England, especially if he beats Rudy Giuliani, who has campaigned here pretty hard, and New Hampshire's more or less New York's backyard. The best sign I've seen so far in this campaign was, again, an event yesterday. 3 people had made handwritten and hand-colored, looked like it was almost colored with crayon signs. On one sign, it had a picture of Chuck Norris that had been colored in. On the middle sign, it had a big letter A. And on the last sign, it had a big blow-up stencil picture of a bumblebee, a Chuck-a-bee. Yeah, he's been milking this Chuck Norris thing as much as he can.